Welcome to LKN Connect, People in the Know. I'm Margie Kyle, and this show is sponsored by Coco Couture, your preferred destination for upscale women's fashion in the LKN Connect area, Jeton Village, a must go and see. Today, I not only have a friend, but I have something that all of us need to know. John Kepner, Raymer-Kepner Funeral Home. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Margie. It's good to be here.
And along with John, your wife Claudia works with you. Your son Jonathan is a licensed funeral director, and your daughter in law. So this truly is a family owned business.
It is. It is. We are actually a 5-generation company, funeral service, and I am a 4th generation.
So you've been in it forever.
Long time. My great-grandfather started this in 1845 out of Wheeling, West Virginia. And we came down to the Lake Norman area about 14 years ago. And my brother is still up in Wheeling running the business up there. And we came down and bought the Raymer Funeral Home in 2011.
And you have a location here in Huntersville, and then you opened one a year or two ago in Denver.
We do. Uh-huh.
And I understand you're growing even more.
Yes, we just actually combined families with a firm up in Harrisburg. It's called the Harrisburg Funeral Home. And we work with them, and it's been really good.
Well, I have learned a lot from you, and I think everybody who is still alive needs to select a funeral home that will work with who you are and what your needs are. And as you know, we've been friends for about 14, ever since you moved here. And Claudia was on our Little Smiles board. And we get together every now and then for a little afternoon cocktail and really discuss what we were looking for at the end of our lives. And then Lee had his second stroke, and I said, let's have a come to Jesus meeting, because I wanted him to let all three of us really know what his wishes were so that we could make that happen. Is that a good starting place? I mean, the minute I started interviewing people in the funeral industry here, absolutely caught on with you and Claudia and thought, I'm not looking any farther, because we both felt very comfortable with you. Is it a good idea to have a meeting privately with maybe the two of you or three of you?
Well, it really is. And I think something you said really hits home is to, first of all, find a funeral home you're comfortable with. It's a good area. There's a lot of good funeral homes here. We're very fortunate to have that, and we all connect and get along well. But I think it's very important. That's a good starting point. But then what we did with you and Lee was pretty special, because we were friends, our friends, and just to sit down in the comfort of your home over perhaps a sip or two and really talk to Lee and yourself about what is it you all want. That's really why we're here. We're here. We can take care of so many different situations, and once we narrow it in to what the family wants, then we take care of their wishes. And I think it's very important, because if you're in a situation where someone has just passed away and there's no plans, it's difficult. It really is.
It must be awful. Yeah.
You may have family from all over the place and trying to figure out exactly what they want to do. If the plans are made ahead of time, it's pretty much in stone what to do. Now, the families could change it around a little bit if they want, but it's almost a gift to them that you all have made a decision, or the families have made a decision through a pre-arrangement, and it makes it a lot easier. Even though it's always hard, when you lose somebody, as you
Well,
know,
it's not easy. It's the hardest thing I've ever gone through. But we
really,
even sat out and wrote key things and sent them to all of our kids. This is what's going to happen. This is what we want to do. And so there was no question as to what was really going to happen.
you all were very organized, and it was a beautiful experience, not only for your family, but also for your friends, and how it was conducted and how it was following the wishes. And Lee was just amazing. A lot of people out there know him, and we had become friends and played golf together. And to be able to take care of your family is was very special to us, and that's what we do.
Well, and I even the night before Lee passed, because he kept telling me I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he actually knew the time. And it was beautiful because I brought in my laptop, a projector, and I showed him exactly what I was going to do, so that I knew he knew exactly what was going to happen. And to have your whole family there walking beside me was just such a comfort as well.
It was a great experience. It really was all the way around, and to watch your family to speak, your grandsons, and the speakers you had, and Rick Phelps, who was the hospice minister, who was wonderful. But it was all planned ahead of time.
Makes it so much easier for everybody involved, I would think.
It really does.
Well, especially for the family that's grieving, when they know what's going to take place, how and when. Um, a couple of Lee's hockey buddies said, "Well, I don't know when I'm going to be able to talk." And I said, "That's okay. If you don't think you can do it, don't get up, don't force yourself." But everybody came right up on the stage and did their thing, and it just made it very special.
And you and I have talked about this too, because a lot of people don't really know what to do or say. And I think the bottom line is just being there and just offering a hug and saying we're here.
That's right.
I think that's a valuable lesson, because a lot of people, they'll come in and say, we don't know what to do. What just your presence is is all you need to do.
Well, and I've always said, I mean, Dr. McEwen was there, our doctor, and he said, "I don't know what to say to people." And I said, "My experiences, I'm here for you. Call anytime." And you don't have to say anything more. That's all somebody wants to hear. I didn't want to hear he's in a better place, because I wasn't. And then I'd get a little defensive and say, "Prove it," which they can't.
Also, what was great is it was tailored to your family. And when families come in, everybody's different, religions, backgrounds, and we're here to listen, be good listeners, and then take that family through the process the best we can, so it's meaningful. And then, let the family continue to live and grieve, and it simplifies the arrangements. It doesn't really stop the grieving, but it really makes it easier at the time of service.
Well, and even before, when we came the day after Lee died, to pick out the urn and a few other things, it made it so much easier because you already knew me. And that, I can't say that enough, the importance of getting to know the people you're going to be working with.
Very important.
It is. It is. So my advice would be for anybody who doesn't have a plan, sit down and start to make one, and start interviewing people in the funeral industry. And you'll know very quickly who you feel comfortable with and who you don't.
And there's several ways to do that. There's online, in the comfort of your home. People can just write down wishes and thoughts. They can meet with the funeral director. It can be paid for ahead of time. It doesn't have to be, just so you get something on the shelf. So when something happens, this is what we want.
You just made it such a joy, and you were there greeting people and just part of the celebration of life, which is what I wanted it to be.
And it sure was. It sure was.
Anything else you'd like to add? What's another big tip that might help people who really haven't even begun the process?
Well, it's not real easy for some families to do that. You almost have to just accept the fact that it's going to happen someday to all of us. And just to really, even if it's between your family, talk about it. And
Yes.
what if something happens tomorrow? You just want to be open and what are your wishes? And if you need some guidelines, we can send out information. Families come in and all the time would sit down and talk with us and ask us questions so we can take them through and get an idea of what they want to do. And then we're professionals, so we can talk and really get them to a place where they leave pretty comfortable.
Yeah. And I was just thinking to myself, I need to get in, select my casket, select my things, so that when it happens, my kids don't even have to worry about that.
Right. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of prearranging right there. So,
It's hard enough to go through it at the time, but you don't want to add any extra burden. And that's what you specialize in.
we do. And I think over the years that we've been doing this, there's such a difference in someone who's pre-planned, like you and Lee did, versus someone, as I mentioned earlier, that has no idea. I think it's fulfilling, and once it's done, I remember my in-laws, Claudia's folks came in, and it was hard. They weren't really ready for that, but once they did it, we went and had a cocktail and put her on the shelf, and
Yeah.
they lived a great life. And then
Yeah.
when something happened, it was all done. So.
Well, I cannot thank you enough for all you do for our community, not just for the funeral end of it, but you're out there sharing it in so many different other ways, and it just makes such a difference.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be here. We love it here at the lake and the community, and we've made good friends, and you all being wonderful.
Well, the lake was
Really.
meant for you.
Well, we really enjoy being here and also taking care and serving families. That's what we do.
And I want to thank my sponsor one more time, Candice Bongiovanni, owner of Coco Couture and owner of Carolina Classic Cars. Thank you for helping make this happen. Hopefully, pre-planning your life will make it that much easier and that much more special, if there is a word, for when the time does come, because I know I was very relaxed and enjoyed it as much as I could. And that's the glory of pre-planning. So thank you, John.